If I've heard this once, I've heard it 100 times. And I personally have gone through this so many times in my role. I hear this from leaders of teams, of CEOs, and they'll say to me, Kimberly, why can't my team execute without me? And how do I fix it? How do I get them to be as energized about this business as I am? Well, quite frankly, you're the CEO, you're the leader. No one's going to care more, except here's what I know. If your team is not executing without you, you do not have a team. You have a dependency problem. And here's how I know this. You leave a meeting and nothing actually happens. You delegate something and somehow it ends up back on your desk and back on your plate. Your team keeps asking you questions over and over and over. See, at some point, I'm sure you've done this. I know I have, is why am I the only one who cares this much? Well, you're not the only one who cares this month. This isn't a people problem. It's a leadership problem. It's a system problem. It's an ownership problem. See, I used to do this every year. I'd set these big goals for the company and for my team, and I go, here's the vision. Here's what I think we need to do to get here. I would put so much energy and effort into it. I'd give them everything. I've laid it out for them. And most years we would miss the goal. So what did I do? I would push harder. I'd follow up more. I'd hold people more accountable. I started to micromanage. And somehow it always felt like everything that was happening, I was carrying on my own shoulders. So then it hit me. I said, wait a minute. If I write it down, I am the owner. I am the author if I'm writing the goals down. Authorship creates ownership. And I needed to create owners within their role within the company. So the following year, I decided to try a whole new strategy and I stopped. I gave them the overall vision. Here is the company vision. Here's what we'd like to accomplish at the end of this year. And then I made them go author their own goals. So in return, the author of the goals was actually theirs. And when they did that and they authored their part of it, they owned a big part of the vision. They built their goals. They built their priorities. They built their plan. And in that moment, everything changed. I didn't get a better team. I already had a great team, but I finally got a team that owned something. They owned a piece of the goal. I always talk about, do you have the right people in the right seat on the right bus going in the same direction? And when I was authoring everything, I was driving the bus saying, get on and hold on. What I wanted them to do is walk on and go, here's where we're going, here's my participation in it, here's how we get there. See, here's the truth. The execution breakdown in three very specific places. The first one was clarity. People don't know what done actually means. I mean, have you ever said to yourself, go and do this? And in your head, you know how it's supposed to look. I mean, we have an idea of what done looks like. Well, to them, they may not have an idea of what done looks like. The second one is ownership. People wait instead of leading. They think they need your input to go to the next step. And you might have, without even knowing, fostered that. Has someone ever brought something to you and that you said, hey, I need help in this. And you're like, I can just do it faster. Give it to me. Well, every time you do that, you're pulling confidence from them. You're pulling ownership for them saying, you can't do it. I can do it faster. Just give it to me. And so before you know it, people keep bringing you problems versus solution and things keep ending up back on your desk. The third one is consistency. There's no rhythm to the follow through. When do they get feedback? How do they get feedback? Are they only getting feedback when they're messing up? Or are they getting feedback when they're doing a great job? How are you looking at how am I letting them know that they're tracking in the right place? People want to know that the work they're doing is actually valuable and that they're not wasting time. But if they feel like they're getting no feedback from it, they're like, why do I even care? So if your team is not executing without you, if you're finding that the roles are getting back putting or the positions are getting put back on you and the responsibilities are back on you, it's not because they can't. It's because you are training them not to, or someone has trained them not to. Now it's time to flip the roles around. Now it's time to train them to lead within your company. And here's what most people don't realize. When it finally works, you don't actually see it happen. You don't see like this bright, shiny light that goes, it's done. But you do start to feel it. And you start to see it in little things like this. Someone will walk up to you and say, hey, just want to let you know this is done and here's the final product. Someone might walk up to you instead of giving you the problem, say, hey, this problem showed up, but here's what I did and it worked out perfectly. Now everything's running smoothly. You may go in to check and go, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, I got that done last week. No questions, no approval needed, no hand holding, no micromanagement. They saw the problem, they fixed it, and they handled it. And here's the big piece about it. When they do that, the confidence in their role is at an all-time high. Their experience within the company is at an all-time high. Culture is at an all-time high. And just you stand there for a second, and I want you to think, because when you realize it works, it's like this the bright shining star coming down on you and saying, ah, it worked. See, that's the goal. It's not to be needed every second in the place. I don't know about you, but I don't need to be needed. I need things to get done. But it is to build something that works, even when you're not there. So if this is hitting you at a high level, I have put together a leadership scorecard that's going to show you exactly where your team might be stuck, either through clarity, through ownership, and consistency. If you want to comment leader below, I'll grab the link and I'll send it over to you. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. See you soon.